All right, everybody. So we got a project that we need to complete for Wednesday and Thursday's live lesson. We are going to be doing a Sudoku puzzle. That's this guy over here, this grid. And just to give you the baseline of the rules of the grid before we look at anything else, the numbers 1 through 6 have to fit in each one of these rectangles. Okay. And you can only have one of each number. But it's also the case that 1 through 6 has to be in every row and in every column. Okay. How are we going to fill this out? Well, we have given you a list of equations here that fit into each one of these grid marks. I've given you the steps here that we'll be using for solving multiple step equations, and here are the directions. You're supposed to solve each of the equations on the left for x on a separate piece of paper. Once you solve for x, fill in the appropriate box in the grid above. For example, the answer to problem H4V1 would go in the H4 column and V1 row. So H4 column, V1 row. So that would be this block right here. So whatever this turns out to be, that's where you'll put your answer. As you're getting your answers on your separate piece of paper, start filling in the grid. And once it's all completed, you're going to save it and webmail it to me or Miss Fry. And that's how you'll get credit for this project, just to show you guys how this is going to work, okay? I'm going to pick one of the problems that looks like one of the harder ones. Let's go with this guy. I'm going to go H1V2, and I see this is a little bit of a harder problem. So what I'm going to do, and actually let me just copy this, we'll paste it in the Paint so we can make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so we're going to follow the rules. It says simplify the rules for solving the multiple step equations say simplify both sides of the equation, distribute and combine like terms. That's basically what we're looking for on this first step. So I need to distribute first. So I'd look at that and say I need to distribute the 4 to both the x and the -2 or the -2. So this would be 4x minus 8. And then I still have the rest of the problem, minus 2x equals -4. So I distributed, check for like terms. I see I have 4x minus 2x. This gives me 2x. And then I still have my -8 that's sitting there. And I still have -4 over here. Now I can go about solving like we did with the two-step equations. Remove any addition or subtraction. Remember, our goal is to get x by itself. So whatever I do to one side of this equation at this point, I got to do to the other. I'm going to get rid of the -8 by adding 8 to both sides. That'll leave me with 2x over here because these guys will cancel off. -4 plus 8 is just +4. And lastly, I'm going to get rid of any multiplication or subtraction. So I would divide both sides by 2. And I wind up with x equals 2. So this was my H1V1 or H1V2, and I got x equals 2. So in H1V2, that's right there, I got A2, and I'm going to set this to be centered so it'll help me look good. All right, so I know I got this guy done. I'm going to shade it some way just so I know that I did it. We'll do it with green because green sounds like you're good to go. And your job for the live lesson is to get as many of these done as you can. Okay, go through. If you get stuck on some of them, just stop on that one and move on to the next one and see if you can keep going. Get as many of them as you can. And then we'll go through the live lesson. Your classmates will give some answers. You can give some answers, and we will try to fill out the grid together, and we'll work on some of the harder ones that people struggled with. All right. So again, your goal is to go through these and solve as many as you can. And here's a hint for you. We know all of the answers have to be between 1 and 6. So if you're getting a number that's not in between, if it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, we know we got an incorrect answer. Okay, so that's one of the things that can help you here as you're trying to get started. So good luck. We'll see you guys in the live lesson, and this should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. All right, we'll see you guys there.